power down, but if you would just slide your phones and sit up just so I can see those eyes sticking out of those masks, it would be great. I've been waiting for this moment to see you, and I got a little emotional in the main gym, but I didn't lose it. I almost did. This little guy stopped right here. So I've been warmed up, like I'm warmed up. But seeing you, I'm going to totally make a non-statement. You're just so big, like you're so grown up. I cannot believe how much you look exactly the same, but so different. It's unbelievable. That's how I know it's senior year. Senior year always is like that. It just creeps up on you. It shows up when you've been waiting for it, and you've been longing for it, and then you're like you're tapping the brakes. Like you kind of want to go fast, but you're like, no, because you know it's over. Like you know it's going to end, so you might as well just enjoy the ride. And isn't that such a thing about life? We should just always have that mentality that it goes so fast. And it's hard to believe that, but it's so true. When I was thinking about this morning and greeting you, and remembering my why, like why do I want to be a principal? Why do I want to work in a school? I mean, it's just been always so easy. I was a coach and a teacher for many years. But before I did that, I was a 3-sport athlete, and I just was involved in so many things at my school. I loved hanging around. I was like a gym rat. Like, that's all I did. And I knew I always wanted to be around young people, because you never think you're not going to be young, by the way. You just always think you will. Then something happens and you're not, and they're like, oh, I miss it. There's so much energy from you. You know, you put gas in a car to make it go. You put kids in a school, and the community flies. You are the fuel for us. And not having you with us for so long reminded me what I was missing. It was like a flower not being watered. It's just wonderful to see you. It really is. It warms my heart. You know, yesterday you got an email, and it said we were going 100% remote learning. And that was probably the hardest time I had to hit send. Time before that is when I had to tell you we were going hybrid. Never once did I ever think, well, I did think, but I was in denial too, that we would be here. You know, we'd have to have this hard conversation about what your senior year looks like. And, you know, we can get caught up in a lot of different emotions because, right, there's a lot going on in this world. You know, first of all, we're socially distancing, we're wearing masks, you know, we're washing our hands, which we've always done, but we're making sure we're doing it extra, you know, tight. You know, we're doing our best. And some of us in this room have dealt with the national unrest, civil unrest in our cities, regarding inequality in race and police and politics, and that stuff can be very polarizing. It can suck the life right out of you. And so here you are, you have school. The last thing we want for you, especially in your last year, is to have Reavis be another stressor for you. Because some of you just getting here today, like unless you did sports this summer or summer school, this is your first time back in the building. Yeah, sure, you might have drove by it, you might have walked down the baseball field, but you've not been in the auditorium for at least 6 months. And that is overwhelming. Also, I hope it's comforting. I hope you're looking around going, I feel safe. I see what's been put in place. It feels good just to be around my peers, because there's nobody that knows what you're going through better than the people your age. And you got 500 people right in this tight-knit community going to Reavis at the same time that get you. You know, I try to get you, your teachers try to get you, your parents try to get you. We all really, really want to connect, right? We want to collaborate with you. But it's your peers, it's this age group that for years and years and years after you leave this place, oh, you'll talk about what you used to wear, and remember that song. Oh my gosh, you remember that? That was the place to go. It'll never leave you. You'll always be able to relate. And then you'll find out on the south side, kids from Oak Lawn and Argo and all those places, you'll all have that in common because it's regionally similar. That's the cool thing of your peer group and your age group. So, as I was thinking about your senior year, you gotta keep it simple, right? We have to be very flexible. None of you signed up for this, but you're strong, you're gritty, you know how to persevere, You're the oldest ones. You're the oldest siblings at the school. You're in charge of this family. And you've got to make sure that you are the role models for everybody else. And at the same time, have a lot of fun. So we have to be flexible with you. We have to listen to you, to collaborate with you, to make sure we're hitting our mark with all of our students. And we have to be very, very clear and communicate with you almost on a daily basis, definitely on a weekly basis, what you can expect when it comes to your learning. But make no mistake, I want you to feel safe here, and I don't want school to be your trigger. This day was probably the first day, it was May 16th, Saturday, May 16th, that I started getting my hope back. I started feeling promise. Even though I knew that I couldn't change the situation in the world and the metrics and the cases rising and all the pieces that surround the virus, I did feel hopeful because we said goodbye to the class of 20 on that parking lot. And they had a great celebration. And it was fun. And it was unorthodox and different. I mean, they were expecting to be over there and some of their family right here. They didn't sign up for this parking lot graduation, but they owned it. They killed it. It was one of the best days I've ever participated in. And the second thing that day, I realized I felt hopeful because you were going to be the next senior class. You saw them get gritty and overcome something that was like insurmountable for the times. And you have time to reflect. You have time to think about, like, okay, well, if that was me, what would I have done? What would I have wanted? How am I going to make my last year the best? So I'm confident coming back to school that you did learn from their lead and you're ready to take it on yourself. And you're being patient about what that looks like. And that's why you're here today, right? To just orientate yourself back to the building, see your teachers, wave at some friends, and make sure that going into Monday, that you are ready for 100% remote. And there's no end, like I didn't put until, like a date. The goal is not to be remote. My goal is to have you here, sitting all next to each other. I mean, we had to tape off the front row, so I didn't come near you. They're like, we know you're going to go to your arms, so you got to make sure you do. So they taped it off so I wouldn't walk too close to you. I can't wait till we can be that, And did you start noticing this in your life? You never realize how close you are to people until you're not close to people. Like strangers at a grocery store, you never know how close you are in line until you have to be on those stickers and be like, well, I can't unload my groceries until, Life has changed, but we are going to make it positive. So in your last session, you will hear from Miss Bannon, and she will go over the bell schedule, which is very, 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 almost exact to what you thought you were doing. It's like 5 minutes earlier and a lot more transition time, but you're still going to about 12:15. And instead of being here 2 days a week, you're going to be zooming in. Because what we learned from the spring, why it didn't work so well, is we had the lack of connection. We did not have this. And we need to see our teachers. We need to know their support. We need to know that they're going to answer those questions. And I can retake it, because I didn't get it the first time, because I read it on my own. And I did watch the video, and I did write all those questions. I still am struggling. We have to be flexible with you. So 100% remote starts Monday. You have to just pretend you are at Reavis every day, 8 to 12, or 8 to 12:15. So you're probably sitting there with a lot of questions, and we can't answer them all today, but we will. Like, oh my God, I thought I was going to be remote learning, and I signed up for work, and I wasn't going to get out until 10 a.m., or I was going to, we're going to work with you these first 2 weeks to try to get you so you can, not get fired, and, we will work with you. But you have to work your way to being, I'm going to school. And I'm going to school 8 to 12, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So start wrapping your brains around how that's going to look at your home life, in your work life, etc. And again, we'll answer your questions, and we'll take it one day at a time. Does that make sense so far? Okay. So the anxiousness you might feel of just about what I said, and I just got done saying I don't want to be a trigger for you, but between school and the world and the virus and the things that you're dealing with, I want you to know we have a lot of supports here. You just had the behavioral health team. One of my favorite things they did at mental vacation. I've done this now 2 or 3 times with them. Pick different vacations every time, but we really need some self-care. So walking, listening to your music, writing in a journal, getting outside in nature. It is very good for your heart and your soul. It'll bring your heart rate down. So make sure you're taking care of yourself positively. It's really easy right now for people to self-medicate, let's face it, make some choices that aren't so positive. And I'm just encouraging you that when you're feeling like this, and you will feel like this, or you have felt like this, is to identify what your triggers are and try to work through them. Some of you are sitting here going, I don't even actually feel any of those things, and I have not been affected. And some of you are so angry you can't even talk about it. And some of you have been moved to tears because you have dealt with a sickness or a death or an economic hardship. So we have multiple perspectives in here. So always remember that. Always remember that we're handling our anxiety differently. And you are doing awesome with the masks, so thank you. Thank you for social distancing. Thank you for washing your hands. We're trying to make this place as safe as we can. And we need your help. We need you to be the leaders. So we really appreciate you doing what you're doing. So today, after these senior orientation meetings are over, you'll get an email from me. Your parents will get an email from me. It'll have the bell schedule that you're going to hear from Ms. Vanek. It's going to have those attendance expectations. You know how you log in, on the website every day? You're still doing that. So that's not changed. So pretty much our procedure you already know. It's just adjusting to the fact that you are going to be doing your learning at home. Okay? But that email will come out today. If you're doing sports, right, cross country, tennis, swimming, diving, golf, you're still going. Your coach has communicated that with you. You started Monday, you practiced Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today's Thursday, you still have practice today. The goal for the SSC conference red, we're the red side, the goal is we'll have our first set of conference meets, matches, games, August 31st through September 4th. Anything can happen. We're in a fluid world, but that is the goal. And if you are my dance and my cheer and my drama and my choir and my athletes and my band, my football, and all my other sports, volleyball, soccer, all the things traditional for a fall season, you know you're paused, you know you're on hold, you know the IHSA rerouted their calendar from January to June, and we're just hanging tight, and as soon as we have more information, we will give it to you, okay? So just so you know, we're staying up on that latest guidance through our meetings with the state, with the conference, and with our district. So this will be you. This will be you. In just 10 months, it's crazy. Can't even believe it. And I don't know if it's going to look like this, but it's going to be pretty amazing. I mean, we're going to have fun. We need you to help us make this senior year. You still have senior class officers and sponsors, and I guarantee you, when we can get back, we will have a lot of celebrations. So if you've got some ideas that you want to try out in a virtual world, don't forget to let us know. And it doesn't have to be today, but as you're kind of getting through this year, what can we do? I started thinking about, we have this beautiful courtyard. We're in stage 4, we can do some things. Can't do it all together, but we were just doing yoga out there last week for professional development. We took a mental break and we were out there doing some yoga. We did art therapy under a tent. We went on a campus walk. We listened to music. We can do things. I was even thinking like a drive-in movie. Some popcorn in our own cars. I mean, we can figure some things out. We just have to be creative. And we have to follow the guidelines, and we have to follow the rules. But I'm super open. Mr. Whitting is we're all open. So let's just get school off the ground. Help us by logging in and being responsible for your education, and then we can couple that with some fun. Matt Diaz graduated last spring on that parking lot, and he said, we thrive when we're around each other, and I couldn't agree more. You being here today has just lit up this school. It's everything. Connection with human beings is what we need. It's just where we are. So I want you to know that there's no other group of, I keep saying kids, young adults, but there's nobody better to do this. You guys you're born in the technology world. You've had phones forever. You're awesome with resources and apps. You know all the platforms. I'm typing in my Google question, you already have 30 answers. I mean, you're just built for this. Trust your gut during this process. Trust your heart. Trust your brain. You are very, very smart. You're very, very capable. We will meet you where you are in your learning. And the experiences and the content or the material, let's call it, that you don't know yet or you're not confident in yet, or this is my least favorite subject, it's all right. We'll meet you. We'll meet you where you are. We're going to have a growth mindset and an innovative mindset. We are going to not only think big, we're going to create opportunities to be big. So if we hit a dead end, reach out to us, help, and we'll find another door to open. It was really good to see you. Thanks for looking at me. It's like great. Like a little eyes, it's like Ratatouille the movie. You know the movie? And I don't know if you saw it, but it's so cute. You're like, oh, you're just looking back at me. Mr. Novak, our Chief Business Officer, is going to come up. He's got some good stories about lunch today, free lunch. You're going to want to hear from him. So I'm going to turn it over to him. Have a great day.